What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Motown's Wrestling Review. I am the president of Motown's Wrestling Group on Facebook, Tony Motown Allen, and we are going to be discussing last night's Monday Night Raw. I ain't gonna lie, I was really looking forward to the Monday Night Raw because this is like the first show that they had since Evolution on Sunday, which was a phenomenal show. And just like they hoped, they kicked off with Naomi. Naomi was in the ring, your new women's World Heavyweight Champion and the newest member of Raw. She cut a promo on Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair. Basically, she's done with that, and rightfully so, because, I mean, that's one thing I kind of like about her being on Raw now is the fact that, like, she could kind of move on from that feud and everything. Not saying the feud wasn't good, though. It just, I don't know. Ready to move on. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Jade and Bianca now that Naomi's on Raw. But during her promo and everything, she also mentioned to all the little helpers in the locker room in the back, talk about addressing the Raw women locker room since she's new there now. And then out comes Rhea Ripley. Mommy herself comes out. And apparently, Rhea Ripley became Chris Jericho because Naomi, you just made the list! Rhea said that she's down on her list after what she did the night before, and then out comes Io Sky. Io Sky was basically talking a little trash and everything, talking to Naomi, and Naomi basically told her, like, I don't even know what you just said, which is pretty fucking funny though. But definitely good start to the show. Naomi, I like heel Naomi. Like, I'm really surprised at her heel work when she first turned. I didn't think she would pull it off. I was just like, she's too much of a goody two-shoe to be a heel. That bitch said, hold my beer. I'm going to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Then we had our first match of the night, which was Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez representing the Judgment Day, going against the Kabuki Warriors, which was Asuka and Kairi Sane. And the match, I mean, the most entertaining part of the match, to be honest with you, was Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Mr. Medical Note himself getting involved in the action and everything so much like somebody who is not injured would not do. The match itself I gave a C. Not bad, but not great. There was just some sloppy moments that was just kind of like, when Roxanne Perez was pinning, I think it was Kairi Sane. Raquel Rodriguez apparently is going to put her feet on Roxanne's ass to hold her down to get the pin, and she didn't get her feet up there to the third count. Like, a little late on the help there, so timing was off a little bit in my opinion though, but still okay match. Our next match was a 2 out of 3 fall to determine who's going to take on Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. It was Bayley versus Lara Valkyria, and Jesus Christ. Are these the only two women that's going to compete with Becky Lynch for the U.S. title? Do you not realize you got other women in the division who are just as capable, if not better capable, than fucking Bayley and fucking Lara Valkyria fighting for another shot at the title? And you guys even pointed out how Becky hasn't won. Bayley hasn't won in forever. Why is she constantly in title matches and this bitch ain't even winning matches? But the best 2 out of 3 falls. She got a quick roll-up win on Lara Valkyria for the first win. Lara Valkyria, after getting beat down pretty severely, picked up the second win, and she went on to win the third fall to challenge Becky Lynch. The match was, honestly, I can't even hate, because I don't like either one of these women. I didn't really want to see this, especially 2 out of 3 falls. But the match itself was really good, though. I got to give it an A-. I hate admitting it. I really do, but they did good. They really did good. Speaking of bitches, Nikki Bella making her first match in who knows how long, not long enough to be in my fucking opinion, taking on Chelsea Green. I ain't gonna lie though, as much as I dislike Nikki, I wouldn't mind playing with those let's just say I will put it on Nikki Bella like this. Rough and mean though, back in a dirty alley type thing, you know what I'm saying. But the match itself was okay. I think Nikki I think Nikki went through two things in this match. Number one, she's fucking rusty, and number two, this ain't divas. This is women's wrestling now, Nikki. This ain't diva wrestling. I think Chelsea Green got her with some solid shots in there and everything, kind of woke her ass up. I think Nikki gotta address quickly to the more wrestling and less diva shit in the ring, and it showed in the match. Chelsea was outstanding. I gave this match a C, and the C is for Chelsea. Had nothing to do with Nikki Bella. Like, Nikki just seemed uncomfortable. Even when she hit her finish maneuver, it just didn't seem right. But she hit her with the Rack Attack 2.0, get the win, yay, whatever. Piper never attacks her afterwards, start roughing up Nikki Bella. Her in the Secret Service was giving Nikki a beatdown afterwards, and then out came Stephanie Vacure to make the save. The only problem I had was she didn't hit the Devil's Kiss or ABBA Fire Suck. I could have used a oh yeah. But yeah, I get that match a C, and then that brings us to our gauntlet match, the main event of the night, the gauntlet match to determine who's going to take on Gunther at the next pay-per-view, SummerSlam. Braun Breaker was the first one out, looking to run the gauntlet. His first opponent was Penta. He took care of Penta, moved on to L.A. Knight. Yeah! And Braun Breaker got the win over LA Knight, which was a little bit of revenge after he got the audible win against Seth freaking Rollins a couple of nights before that. And then out comes Jey Uso. Not yeeting as much as he normally do, but he was definitely doing some yeeting. Probably did a little bit more yeeting than he should before he facing the fucking generic freak Braun Breaker. But Braun Breaker did need some help from Bronson Reed to beat Jey Uso, but he did end up beating Jey Uso. And then out comes CM Punk. And they were going at it pretty good. Definitely nice exchange between them and everything. And then Bronson Reed was about to help Braun Breaker again, but this time Jey Uso come out to make the save, help CM Punk get the win. We are getting CM Punk versus Gunther at SummerSlam. After CM Punk just lost to John Cena less than a month ago. It's just like, no disrespect, but I'm sorry. Gunther's going to keep the title at SummerSlam. I just don't see CM Punk beating Gunther is just not believable to me. And you know why it's not believable to me? You can't convince me. There's nothing you could do to make me feel like CM Punk could take the title off of Gunther when he wasn't even good enough to take the title off of John Cena. And Gunther would beat the brakes off of John Cena. So, that's just my thoughts on that. I think Braun Breaker would have been a more legitimate threat to Gunther. I much would rather have seen that. But going back to the gauntlet match and then afterwards, there was definitely brawling going on between CM Punk and Jey Uso and the Dangerous Alliance. And then the return. Acknowledge him. The OTC returned last night. Spared I think he spared both of them, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, though. But the OTC is back. He made his return. I am so happy about it. There are levels to this. When he came out there and he took his sweet time getting to the ring, just soaking it up. This man is a megastar. You can say what you want about the schedule that he works at. I'm not happy that fact that we hardly see him either. It's the first time we've seen him since the night at the WrestleMania. I like to see the Tribal Chief more myself too. But when he's there, I mean, it's fucking electric. There's nobody in the current roster right now that pulls the reaction that Roman Reigns does. Nobody. When he's there, he's on a whole different level. Everybody's like, it's Cody's time right now? Nah. No, you're still Robin. He's still Batman. Nah. You ain't the Tribal Chief. You don't get the reaction that the Tribal Chief does. And I know there's a few Cody people out there and there's a few Tribal Chief faders out there like, no, 95% of the people look at the Tribal Chief as the shit. Just because you might be in that 5% that don't mean that he's not a needle mover. He doesn't, man, that pop was incredible. Tribal Chief is on a whole nother level. Now, the gauntlet match itself, I gave a B+. I did enjoy that match though, but my my tap out moment. The tap out moment of the night was shit. It had to be Nikki Bella. Match of the night. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm saying this. That 2 out of 3 falls match. Lara Valkyrie and Becky Lynch. Bailey. That bitch Bailey. That was my my match of the night. And moment of the night is easily Roman Reigns. The return of our tribal chief. Acknowledge him!